All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All Ohio Students, sponsored by the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenter at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at oacac.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, oacac.org. And I will now turn it over to Christian and Morehead.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. My name tag does say Gabe, but my name is Christian. I'm the new guy, fresh off the block for Morehead for Ohio. So I will be your go-to guy for all things Morehead State University. A couple things about me I want you to know. I graduated from Morehead in 2019. I'm in Ashland, Kentucky right now. So I am right across the river from you guys. I'm a lifelong New York Jets fan. So if you know anything about football, you know you cannot disappoint me. My favorite animal is a penguin, and my favorite movie is The Prestige. Those are some facts I like you know about me, just so you know, I'm just not some random name with some random face. But I do know those are going to be some facts you honestly don't really care about. But I'll give you some facts right here that I think you will. Morehead holds about 9,600 students on any given semester enrolled. Some of those students are going to be completely online, but a lot of them are going to be on campus. Anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 students are usually what you're going to find at any given semester on campus. And then up to like 2,000 are going to be completely online, because we do have some degrees that can be completed that way. We have 12 residence halls on our campus, and our average class size is going to be about 18. So at Morehead State, you're really going to get that, personal connection with your professor. You're really going to get that FaceTime with them. They're going to know who you are. They're going to know if you're not showing up to class. They're going to know, if something happens, like if the roads are bad, you can't make it to class. Your odds are going to be able to email them really quickly, or even, sometimes text them and just be like, hey, professor, I'm not making this today. And of course, they'll be understanding with that. We are one of the safest campuses in Kentucky, and we were actually just ranked in the top 20 safest campuses in the entire South. And we have been ranked in that for the last 17 years. About 94% of students at Morehead are receiving some sort of financial aid. That varies from student to student on how much it's going to be. But if you come to Morehead, based on a statistic, you're going to have about a 94% chance of getting some sort of financial aid. We are a very diverse college with 116 Kentucky counties represented at Morehead, 47 different states in the United States, and then actually 19 different countries in the world through our international program studies. We have 141 undergraduate programs and 120 student organizations for you to participate in. And I'll get into those here in just a little bit. You'll also see in the bottom left, that's going to be my contact information. Feel free to write that down, jot that down at any point, and shoot me a text, shoot me an email, give me a call, and I'd love to talk Morehead with you, just talk about different things specific to you, or just different college questions in general, whatever you need. Location, so Morehead is located in Rowan County, Kentucky. We are one of the only 9 public universities in Kentucky. And you can see where that little blue county is colored in, that is where Morehead is going to lie. Just kind of in relation to wherever you may be in Ohio, from Cincinnati, it's going to be about 2 hours, from Columbus, about 3, from Dayton, about 3. And then, if you're curious exactly from where you're at right now, go on your phone, type in Morehead State University in your maps, it'll pop right up. And you'll get to see kind of how far we are. Odds are we're going to be about 3 hours at the max, depending on where you're at, unless you're like way up in Ohio. So it's far enough away where you're going to get that real college experience, but it's close enough where, you're going to be able to go home if you would absolutely need to for some reason. And then in the yellow, you can see our reciprocity counties. These are our reciprocity counties. If you are living in one of these counties in Ohio, you're actually going to be paying in-state tuition with Morehead State University. Just where you're right there on that border, and we do see a large influx of students from these counties. We like to help you all out a little bit by giving you that in-state tuition. But if you are not in one of those, even though you are paying out-of-state tuition and it is a little bit higher, I'll show you kind of how the scholarships are going to work for that to hopefully help you out with that as well. Location-wise, this is a picture of our campus, just our campus map. We're divided up really into two sides. Our left side is going to be more of our academic side. That's going to be where a lot of your classes are, where a lot of your studies are. That's where our student center is. And then the right side is the residence hall side and what I like to call the fun side, because that's where our rec center is going to be. That's where our Eagle Lake is. Eagle Lake is a on-campus lake that we have, and I'll show you pictures of that later. Our Space Science Center, all of our athletics are hosted on our right side of campus. And then again, your residence halls will be there as well. So for those reciprocity counties that I told you about that I had that screen up with, these are the scholarships that you would qualify for. These are just the base scholarships. We do have more scholarship opportunities. But depending on your ACT and your unweighted GPA, these are the amounts that you would qualify for. So for example, if you have a 28 ACT and a 3.75 unweighted GPA, you're going to get a $7,000 a year scholarship and pay in-state tuition with your reciprocity. For our non-resident ones, it's going to be the same qualifications, so that 28 and that 3.75, but you're actually going to get about $3,000 more on each tier. So on the previous one, I'll pull it back up, where they got $7,000 for that top tier one. With our non-merit out-of-state or non-resident out-of-state merits, you're going to get $10,000. And that's just to kind of help offload that out-of-state tuition cost to where it does end up being, in actuality, about the same amount as if you were in one of those reciprocity counties if you're qualifying for this scholarship. We do have other scholarships opportunities available. A very big one on our campus is the Honor Scholarship. The Honors is going to be more of your full ride that you, I'm sure, are looking for in your colleges. That's going to be, your full tuition, your housing, a book allowance, and a travel abroad actual stipend to go do a semester abroad. The deadline for that is December 1st. And you can find all of our scholarships at moreheadstate.edu/scholarship. Also, once you are applied and accepted, our scholarships have opened up, so you are able to go into that and fill out a little questionnaire. You fill out this questionnaire, it's like 10-20 minutes to fill it out. It's going to pull up about 15 to 30 scholarships that you're going to be eligible for. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to apply for these scholarships and you're going to get all of them and be making $20K sitting in the bank to go to Morehead. Odds are that's not going to happen. But if you get one or two of those scholarships, that's going to help offload that cost even more and help prevent from having to take out student loans, or at least minimizing having to take out student loans. Academic programs at Morehead, we are divided up into 4 different kinds of colleges, you could say. Our first one is going to be our College of Arts and Humanities. So this is going to be like your art, your history, legal studies, music, theater. Our theater program actually does do performances for our campus, and they're actually really, really good. They'll get the rights to some sort of Broadway play sometimes, or different things like that, whatever they're really interested in that semester. And theater students and just regular students who are interested can audition and be in the plays for the students to go see. And we do also have our own news center on campus for where students go ahead and get practice at that if it is what they're interested in, whether that be in front of the camera or behind the scenes. Up next, we have the College of Business and Technology. At Morehead, I was a business management major, and it's AACSB accredited, which I know probably doesn't really mean anything to you if you don't know a lot about it. And to be honest, whenever I was going through school, it didn't really mean a ton to me because I didn't really know about it. But that is just meaning we're in very, very high regard within the business program profession. So whenever I was applying to jobs before I found my way back to Morehead, this was something that, made my interviewers kind of perk up whenever they saw that I did go to a school that was AACSB accredited. That is for our business program. Also in the business technology, we have our engineering and information systems. So it's going to be your computer science, your engineering tech, your technology management, and things like that. We have our College of Education. Morehead was actually founded as a education school purely. So it was just a school to teach people to become teachers. So that is something we hold in high regard just in our own just personal university. And with our College of Education, you can get any certification to be a early childhood to a graduate studies teacher, meaning you could teach preschool all the way up to college courses through getting degrees at Morehead. And then lastly, we have our College of Science. This is going to be our biggest college that we have on campus. This is going to host our agricultural classes, our bio, our chem, our math, and our nursing. I do like to point out that our nursing program is held in very high regard, pretty much throughout the nation. And a big reason for that is our NCLEX board pass rate. For our BSN, which is our 4-year program for our nursing students, whenever they take the NCLEX, which is the test you have to pass after you've graduated in order to become a nurse, not 100% of our BSN students actually do pass that test to go on and become nurses. A big reason for this is through our hands-on learning approach to a lot of things we do at Morehead, whether that be nursing or really any other major. With that small class size, you're really going to get more learning than just, sitting behind a book, trying to figure it out or listening to lectures. Your professors are really going to engage with you and try to make sure you're learning on a way that's going to be helpful and beneficial for you after you graduate college, not so you're just, taking in a lot of information and then just kind of, getting out in the real world, not knowing what to do. I want to highlight our Space Science Center. We are one of the only few universities in the nation that has any sort of space science program. Space science related degrees include our space systems engineering, astrophysics, and space systems engineering. And this all takes place in our Space Science Center. And I will tell you, they do actually put on really cool shows in our planetarium. They do different kind of laser shows, and then they also do just like space exploration shows that you can go in there, and they have that really big telescope and they shine it all the way into space, and you get to see things you've never seen before. So I highly encourage, even if you're not in the space science program, to go check it out because it is super, super cool. We actually have partnered with NASA several times and sent a satellite up into space, and they also just have helped us along with the program as well. So that's kind of the educational side of campus and like the scholarships and all of that. And now I just want to talk about our residence halls. We have 12 campus housing facilities on campus. We have 2 at our farm location. And it's broken up into 2 styles. The first one's going to be your traditional, which is you and one other person. And the bathroom is going to be the only thing not attached to your room. It'll be an entire floor sharing a bathroom of people of the same gender. I will tell you that is a scary word sometimes, that you're going to be sharing a bathroom with a bunch of people. But our bathrooms that are shared in that way are cleaned and stocked fully 4 times a day. And then our suite style, which is going to be you and 3 other people, where you will have your own bathroom, but you are responsible for cleaning and stocking that yourself. Each room comes with cable, Wi-Fi, a sprinkler system and smoke detectors, heating, air, and then also each residence hall comes with a laundry room that's going to be completely free for you to use, and it also includes a lobby area, a kitchen, and vending areas for anything you may need just throughout your time in the residence hall. I mentioned that we are one of the safest campuses in the nation, and one way we do accomplish this is through our on-campus police department. We have our own on-campus police department that does help us operate, that does kind of maintain the safety and keep the peace for us on campus. And one way that we have really ensured that we do that is through our emergency boxes. You can see that kind of pictured over on the right side. We have 48 of those strategically placed all throughout campus. You'll be able to see them pretty much anywhere you are on campus. You'll be able to see at least 1, maybe 2 or 3. And that big red button that's on the emergency box, if you hit that red button, because of our on-campus police department, we actually do have a 60-second response time at any of those blue boxes. They also are like very loud. They make this big old loud noise. So odds are somebody's going to get there to help you even before the police do. We also have our Live Safe app we just launched. And this is just another way to ensure safety on campus. One thing it does do that I think is really cool is it allows you to leave like virtual breadcrumbs of like, if you're at the library late one night and you're walking back to your dorm alone, you can kind of check in as you're going along the way with that, whether that be with your roommate, your parent, or somebody else. And then it'll notify them also once you have officially reached your dormitory. Dining options. So I know this is a huge thing, and we do have pretty much, in my opinion, anything under the sun to eat at Morehead. We have Chick-fil-A, Moe's, Starbucks. We actually have a full functioning, full-size Starbucks in our student center. Which I'd never heard of before I came to Morehead, and it's like a Subway, but in all honesty, better. Steak and Shake, so you can go get that cookies and cream milkshake after a big test. And then we also have The Rock. The Rock is our buffet style eatery. And the best way I can describe it is honestly just a really high end buffet. And what I mean by that is it's not going to be your typical buffet because they have, a different meal of the day, like a different home cooked meal. They have a 24-hour breakfast bar for you to go to get some waffles. But then they also have things like a hibachi grill where they're going to sit there and cook in front of you like it's a hibachi restaurant. And it's actually really awesome. And they're really good at it. Then we also have our pod market. Our pod market is going to be like our gas station without the gas on campus that is actually included in your dining plan as well, depending on what package you get. And that's going to have different things like little snacks, little different things you can find at like a Walmart or a Kroger, like a little frozen pizza or something like that, but also like toothbrushes and shampoo and soaps. For in case you run out one night and you don't feel like going all the way to Kroger or Walmart, you can just go there right on campus and get yourself taken care of. So getting involved, I mentioned before that we have 120 campus organizations, and I do want to go ahead and throw out there that if you do get to Morehead and you notice that there's not something that really interests you, or you see a need of some sort of a organization that you think Morehead needs, you actually have the ability to start your own campus organization by bringing you, 9 other students, and a faculty member together. You can form that campus organization. But we do have 120. I highly recommend getting involved on campus, whether that's at Morehead or anywhere else, because we do see higher GPAs, higher graduation rates, and just pretty much any academic area, we see higher rates in those students that are involved on campus. We have different fraternities and sororities, religious organizations, university organizations, such as our Student Dog Association. That's actually training service dogs to go out into the workforce. So you see them walking around campus. Always ask to pet them, but they usually will let you pet them. That's where they're in training. We always have to, be a little careful. Department organizations. And one thing I always like to hit on is our intramurals. Intramurals are a huge part of life on Morehead. And even if you're, athletics isn't something that interests you or, not really something you consider, intramurals really range from all kinds of things, from your traditional, flag football, all the way to like a one-day rock, paper, scissors tournament where people are just going crazy. But I, again, highly recommend getting involved in some way, shape, or form on Morehead's campus. Our Recreation and Wellness Center, Morehead is ranked 29th in Health Fitness Revolution for a college campus. So that basically just, when it boils down to it, we've been ranked as having the 29th best college campus rec center. We do that through 3 full-size basketball courts, a free weight area, machine weight area. Different classes are taught, so you can go get your yoga on, get some hip hop abs on. We have all kinds of cardio machines and a walking track. We also have an Olympic style swimming pool with a whirlpool attached to it. And then we also have outdoor adventures. Outdoor adventures, because we are located in really the heart of Daniel Boone National Forest, and we do have our own lake on campus, really tries to take advantage of that by offering rentals, whether that be a kayak, a canoe, a paddleboard, a hammock, even a fishing pole. You can rent it rather cheaply there to go take out, whether that be on Eagle Lake or at Cave Run, about 15 minutes away. We also have a challenge course that's out in front of the rec center. You can't see it pictured there, but Outdoor Adventures is the ones who usually put that on. It's like a ropes course. And then just recently, they have added a rock wall into Outdoor Adventures, which is in the rec center. So I told you that we do have our own lake on campus. It is Eagle Lake. And at Eagle Lake, you can do anything except for swimming. The only reason you can't swim in Eagle Lake is because we don't have a lifeguard on duty. But you can paddleboard, canoe, kayak, anything along those lines. And you can fish if you have a valid Kentucky fisherman's license, which you can get at the local Walmart for $15. It is attached to the Sheltawi Trace, so there is a 1.25 mile hiking trail that goes completely around the lake, and it's really a beautiful view, especially right now where all the leaves are starting to change. And then again, you can use Outdoor Adventures to rent things from for Eagle Lake, and they'll take it up to the lake for you. If you rent like a canoe, they'll put it in the water for you. You'll canoe, have a great time. Call them, they'll come get it out of the water for you, lug it all the way back down. So you get all the benefit without having to do any of the hard work. It's a great resource to use. We are NCAA Division I in our athletics. And one big bonus with Morehead is that as a Morehead student, you are going to receive free admission into athletic events, whether that be football all the way to our track events or our rifle team events. If they aren't having fans, you are getting free admission. One thing I do recommend checking out at Morehead, whether it be on YouTube or in person, is our cheer team, because they have won 48 national cheer championships. And even when they haven't won, they've been right up there in contention pretty much every year that, I've been around. So go to a football game, basketball game, even if you're not interested in that sport, in all honesty, sometimes just to see that cheerleading team, because they are elite, to say the least. But I'll hold on to questions. I'm going to go through application real quick. Actually, I'm going to take the slide out. I've kind of modified my PowerPoint a little bit. So how to apply? So we are test blind right now at Morehead State University. So in order to apply, all that we're going to need is your transcript. So once you go to moreheadstate.edu/apply, you can submit your transcript. But in order to get scholarships, we will actually need your ACT or SAT scores. So that is kind of a breakdown of how to actually apply. One word that you may see as you're looking, especially at scholarships, where we are test blind right now and don't need your ACT, is admission index. The way to calculate that is it's going to be your ACT times 10. If you took your SAT, we have another kind of equivalent for that for you. And then your GPA times 100, and that's going to be what your admission index is in order to get into university. Except, we don't need that ACT right now. But when you're applying for different scholarships, you will see admission index minimum requirement is 500, 450, 600. And that's how you're going to know if you're eligible to apply for that scholarship. I do highly recommend a campus visit to Morehead. I know you all are in Ohio, so it's a little bit of a trip, but schedule it during school, get that day out of school to come visit Morehead, come hang out with us. But we also did just open up Saturday events, so where you can schedule to come visit us on a Saturday. But the way to do that is you go to moreheadstate.edu/visit to register for a campus visit. Mondays and Tuesdays are just going to be, your regular guided tour through the campus. And then Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and I believe now Saturdays are when you get to do this as well. You'll get that guided tour, but you'll also get to meet with an academic program of your interest. So if you're interested in pre-dentistry or nursing or business management or something along those lines or anything, you'll actually get to sit down with an academic advisor or a professor in that department and talk to them one-on-one or them with your family about what it would be like to actually major in that department on Morehead's campus, what the class schedule would look like, what the routine would look like, and kind of go ahead and get acquainted with them before you even step foot on campus for your first time, for your first classes. Also, if you go to moreheadstate.edu/admission talk, you can set up a time to talk with me. My name is Christian Turner. You can just kind of click my name. It'll pull up my schedule, and you'll be able to pick a time that you're free and I'm free, and it'll send me a notification to call you at that time. And then you can kind of type, hey, I want to talk to him about this. I want to talk to him about student organization or something along those lines. So I can just kind of, know what we're going to chat about before we even start that conversation. But with the, kind of obscure world we're in right now where things, sometimes are open, sometimes are closed, we do understand you may not be comfortable visiting campus. So we did actually create our own virtual campus tour. You can either access that on moreheadstate.edu, or you can go to just YouTube and type in Morehead State Campus Tour. And it's going to be about a 15-minute video where it's going to show you every nook and cranny of our campus. And you'll really get to see it, even if you, don't feel comfortable coming to actually check this out. I do recommend, if you feel comfortable with it, again, to come check us out in person, because then you'll get to really take in what it would be like to be on campus, what it would be like to be a student at Morehead. You can actually decide if you can see yourself at Morehead as an Eagle, or if you don't. But that's something that you have more certainty about whenever you're actually setting foot on campus. But again, if you don't feel comfortable with that, check out that tour on YouTube because it really does show you a lot of things. It's not the same as stepping foot on campus, but it does, give you a really good glimpse of what that would be like. With that being said, I do want you all to connect with me. If you, have reached the end of this recording and you're remotely interested in Morehead, take a picture of this. This has my work number, my cell number, and my email. Give me a call, give me a text, give me a shout. Just don't FaceTime me. That's a little odd. I usually won't answer those. Actually, I'll never answer those. I'll go ahead and tell you. But any other form of communication, feel free to reach out to me. I am here to help you, whether that's questions with Morehead or questions with, the college life in general. But just as like a thank you from us to you for finishing this recording and for, kind of sitting here with it through me, or sitting here with me through it. Sorry about that. If you go to moreheadstate.edu/apply, and there'll be a room for a promo code. If you type in Beaker 2021, we're actually going to waive your application fee. So that's usually a $30 charge, but we're going to let you apply to Morehead completely for free. So there will be no charge to you at all. So, just go ahead and apply, because it'll be nice that even if you're very interested in Morehead, to have that resource, have that college acceptance letter ready to go. If you end up not liking another college as much as you thought you would, you end up changing your mind, or if Morehead is your top choice, go ahead and apply so we can get you accepted. We can start looking at scholarships, and we can kind of start walking out the next steps of what it would be like to be an Eagle. But that is all I have. I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. And other than that, have a great day.
All right, thank you, Christian, and thank you all for joining us this afternoon. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd love any feedback that you can provide. Remember that this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at oacac.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at oacac.org. Thank you all and have a great afternoon.